Commissioners Hallberg, Peters, and Swedin, please stand up, raise the right hand, and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Randy Peters,
Do affirm
do affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the State of Minnesota,
of the State of Minnesota,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Hastings,
of the City of Hastings,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of a planning commissioner
the duties of a planning commissioner
for the City of Hastings,
for the City of Hastings,
counties of Dakota and Washington,
counties of Dakota and Washington,
and State of Minnesota,
and State of Minnesota,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Well, congratulations, Commissioners. Thank you.
All right, and congratulations. Thank you for staying on. All right. Next is electing the Planning Commission Chair and Vice Chair for 2025.
We do. I'll give you a little bit of guidance before we get in here. We need to elect those positions for the year 2025. All commissioners serving at least 1 year, which is all the commissioners this year, are eligible to serve. So nominations and seconds can be made either individually for each position or in a block with both of them, and they would be a nomination, second, and vote. The current holders we have are Gino Messina serving as chair and Rob Hallberg as vice chair. So I will open it up to the commission.
Okay, thanks, John. So, commissioners, we are ready to elect. I have been honored to have been Planning Commission Chair, but I am certainly willing to give anybody else a chance who wants to try it. So, I'll go from there. So I will hear from my fellow commissioners as to which way you'd like to go. Commissioner Peters.
Well, I was just going to say, I think that Commissioner Messina and Commissioner Hallberg have served wonderfully as chair and vice chair, and I would like to see that, I would fully support that continuing. So I would make a motion to elect Commissioner Messina as chair and Commissioner Hallberg as vice chair.
All right. Commissioner Swedin.
I'll second that.
All right. Any further discussion? Okay. Rob, would you like?
No.
No, you're good?
Yeah.
Right there?
I was
Okay.
going to say, do we want to table this until we had the full commission, but
That was my next question. I do believe that probably would be the best thing,
Okay.
rather than taking a vote tonight per se.
Okay.
Just make our statements and wait for,
So we've got a motion and second on the floor at this point. So if the maker of the motion, seconder, is agreeable to delaying any action until the next planning commission meeting, that would be appropriate.
and at this point, if we do not have a full attendance for one reason or another, how long would we be able to go without taking a vote? Is there a time frame?
Yeah, I mean, the time frame technically is to have the positions filled by the end of the previous year. So in December, our ordinances have the election to take place at that time. So we're a little behind.
A little behind. Okay. All right, commissioners, I'll leave it up to you. Would you like to proceed on that? We have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Do we want to wait until the other two are present? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think it makes sense.
Makes sense to wait?
Till we have.
Okay. All right, do you want to go ahead and modify your motion?
Or
Or-
maybe,
Do we
maybe I
just
suggest
table
that,
it?
well, we retract the motion on the floor, then we can
Okay.
make it again the next time. That might be easier.
Okay.
I retract the motion.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Peters retracts the motion. Motion is retracted.
Is the second-
As is the second. Do you agree with that?
Track the second.
Okay. All right, perfect. All right, so we'll go ahead and table that for the next meeting, for Commissioner Tyken and McGrath to be present. All right, thank you, guys. Approval of the minutes from November 25th, 2024 regular meeting and December 2nd, 2024 joint meeting with City Council. For those that were in attendance, do you have any corrections or comments on that? If not, we'll go ahead and consider those to be approved. Okay, those are to be approved. We have no public hearings, so other actions. We have Winberg Company, Site Plan 2024-38, Parking and Ponding, Hastings Armory, 3050 Red Wing Boulevard. And John Hinsman with this report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Planning Commissioners. As the Chair pointed out, site plan approval tonight is what is requested. We're looking at this property here, which is the National Guard Armory, located east of Highway 316, Red Wing Boulevard, between Spiral Boulevard and 31st Street East. It's about a 6-acre property altogether. What is being proposed tonight is the inclusion of new stormwater areas, which would essentially be here along Spiral and in this location here towards the east end of the property, as well as new parking areas, which would be a new extension of parking in this general location, and then the repavement of parking throughout the site. So that is what's being proposed tonight and triggers the site plan application. The comprehensive plan guides the property for institution, and it's zoned I-1 Industrial Park. Both are consistent with the present uses of the property. The building itself was constructed in 1973, has been used for a National Guard armory since that time. Contains about a 17,900 square foot main building. There is no proposal within tonight's proposal to change that. That's not part of what we're doing. And then there's also about a 5,600 square foot accessory building located here on the property, and then a tower at that location. The property itself stores a lot of vehicles for the military, and you can see some of those within the aerial map at this location. Property is relatively flat with no topographical relief. Few mature trees on there. Few of the mature trees would be impacted by the development, subject to our tree preservation policy, and new trees have been suggested to be replanted that would meet that requirement. So let's get into what we're looking at today. This is the view of the property from different angles. This is what we're looking at for improvements. New parking area would go here, and then repavement and new stormwater areas in this location. The site itself would function very similar to today. There's no new accesses that are being proposed. The setbacks would stay the same. There would be a trash enclosure structure which would be located in about this location here, which, is that right? Yeah, in this location down here. So that would be part of the proposal as well. Parking on the site, the parking surpasses the requirements that we have right now. It's a little bit different situation. Parking is not really for the general public, but more for the storage of military vehicles and equipment. So they certainly exceed the parking requirements, and the need for the parking is understood because it's the mission of this property is different than most commercial properties. I mentioned the tree replacement plan. They meet that. Lighting plan adheres to our foot candle limitations. Our engineering department has been through the grading, drainage, and erosion control plan on that. This would connect into an existing stormwater system over here. There would be an easement that we'll be looking at granting to them upon approval as part of the conditions for approval tonight. So this is the proposal that we have. We have a representative from Widseth, Bill, who is online via Zoom as well, if you have any questions for him. Thank you.
All right, thank you, John. And thank you to our guest for appearing on Zoom. Did you say Bill?
Yeah, Bill Westerberg.
Okay, all right. Welcome, Bill.
And let me do this. I am going to there. I guess he does come up as panelist. Okay, great.
Okay, perfect. Commissioners, I'll open up for any questions, comments? While you're thinking about it, I do know that they could definitely benefit from that additional parking, especially when they have their couple larger events.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely it'll be a help for them. So, Commissioners, any discussion, motions?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the National Guard Armory Site Plan 2024-38 Stormwater Ponding and Parking Lot at 3050 Red Wing Boulevard.
All right, we have a motion on the table for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner LeBron on second. Any new discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that motion carries.
Great, and this will move forward with the recommendation of approval to the city council meeting on Tuesday, January 21st.
And thanks to Bill for joining us on Zoom. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll
All right, 2024 annual report.
go back over here.
All right.
Commissioners, within your packet, I presented the 2024 annual report, and I'll highlight a couple things. Point of tonight is not to go through everything in there, but really to emphasize some of the things that we've done and some of the things that we will look forward to in 2025. So last year, we had 43 single-family home permits, which was the largest number of single-family homes that we've had over the last 20 years. So that's great to see. When you look at the overall permit numbers, they were down because we didn't have an apartment project this year like we had the last couple of years, which adds to that. So the whole 43 permits we had for new construction was all single family. We're seeing completion of some of our residential developments, which is great. Of note is Villas at Pleasant, where we had 38 properties altogether. 32 of those have permits pulled or under construction. So there's only 6 left there. And Heritage Ridge, where we have 60 of 80 permits pulled there. So we're seeing good growth within the existing developments. From a commercial standpoint, we had 81 permits, $20 million in valuation, projects continuing on with United Hero Leagues, their stadium and locker room, Rio Grande Trucking, Storage Works, et cetera. We've been involved with our 55 and Jacob growth plan starting last year. We'll be doing more of that coming into this year with the comments back from our conceptual plan that was presented to the public. We worked a lot on cannabis last year with this commission, setting rules for production, and also had 5 permits for sale for low potency. And we amended our chicken, ducks, and quail ordinance as well to provide more use within that. This provides some information here showing some of the projects with United Hero Leagues and Storage Works. One of the things we started last year, which we'll be getting more into this year, is our zoning code. In fact, when we look at our next Planning Commission meeting on the 27th, we will have more information on that first part of the zoning code at that meeting. When you look at residential permits, here's the valuation we had, down in the number of permits altogether from 2024, but up on single family. Commercial permits, we are similar to what we had in 23, although the valuation was down from 38 million to about 20 million. Land supply, we're heading good. We take a look at what we have immediately available that can be platted, things that have been planned for future development, and potential inventory. So we've got a decent supply of single family. We've not been seeing the growth of the townhome over the past 10 plus years, and we've got a number of multifamily developments that could be developed. This shows the number of housing permits where they've been over the last 15 years or so, showing the growth of permits here since 2018, primarily driven by the purple, which are apartment, and the residential permits we saw single family this year. Other projects by other commissions, we're working with Kedra on what we're terming our Block 28 Gateway Project, which is right across the street from us at 4th and Vermillion. This is today's view. We want to have a better view, something similar to this, which would be commercial development on the bottom, residential on top. And then this map represents what we've acquired previously in this year. So green we acquired prior to 24. The gold is what we acquired last year. So we own 90% of the block, and we're ready to work with developers in 25 and hopefully have a project going in 26. So that'll be a great project moving forward. The retail opportunity site over by Westview Mall, the purchase agreement fell through on that, but Hedra does own the property and is marketing the property for future opportunity. We do own the property at 213 Ramsey Street. We executed a lease with HPAC for the next couple of years to use that. When we take a look at Hedra, the sites that we own, we go through a strategic plan to prioritize sites. Block 28, the Gateway, is our #1 project, and we're putting our capacity into that at this point. Other projects like this one, which we see in the future, finding some sort of interim use like HPAC leases is working out great. Confluence won a Brownfield Innovation Award last year for Minnesota Brownfields. They recognized the unique challenges for redevelopment, so that was a great sight to see. We had a facade improvement grant program last year where we had $26,000 in grants given with $134,000 in new investment, which will continue to go next year. And then we assisted with our Makers Market. Last year we did twice a month. This year we're going to do it every week with the concert series in the park. So that'll be great. We had 25 to 30 vendors last year per event. So that's most of what I've got to present tonight as far as activities in community development. So can stand for any questions you might have.
All right, thanks, John. Any comments, questions for John or in general? Commissioner Peters?
I just want to say I really appreciated sharing this report, and it's great to see all of the work of staff with the city as well as the different commissions coming together in one report. It was, it's very well done. Thank you for putting it in there, and it just kind of made me aware of some of the things that Hedra is doing as well. So it was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner Peters. Commissioner Hopper?
Yeah, I just wanted to echo exactly what Melanie said. It's fantastic. This is a great report. It's kind of mind-blowing when you go through and you think about all the different things that we've touched over the last couple of years and see how everything's just progressed and what the future holds. So just want to say thank you to you, the city staff, and all of the commissioners for everything they do.
Thank you.
Yep, I'd like to echo or piggyback on those two comments. The meeting on 55 and Jacob, I was able to attend the latter portion of that. And I have to say, I have to commend everybody that was there, Commissioner Tyke and Commissioner McGrath, who's not here tonight. The input, the feedback really brought to light just the various backgrounds of our commissions and our city council members and just the thoughtfulness the thoughtful comments that went into it, things that you would never think of. Really brought to light just how important it is, the work that we do, the work that the city council does, excellent work the staff does, coming into a new year, ending a great year, coming into another, good new year. So, I mean, it was nice to see and hear those comments. I just thought it was amazing to get that feedback. So I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you for arranging that and spearheading that, so.
Okay.
Commissioners, any other?
Yeah, no action. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, just a quick small one. John, I just want to thank you, Justin, the rest of staff. You set the tone, everything, my entire time on this body, and ideally, hopefully, going forward, I don't see it changing. Super positive, very productive, fantastic. I think we have some really, really great things ahead in the next year, too. So, looking back, it's been amazing. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing to be a part of it. So,
Thank you.
much appreciated.
Yeah, no action required on this report tonight, just more of a presentation here. And then, like I mentioned before, the 27th is our next meeting in 2 weeks. We are going to have a rollout of the first part of our zoning code, so that'll be pretty exciting. I think what we're going to do is do it more in a workshop setting. I'm not aware of any action items. So if we had action items, we'd have a meeting, and then I think it'd be best for us to adjourn to the conference room more for the session on that one. So we will be meeting on the 27th, and we'll be getting into some heavy lifting, which would be cool.
Perfect, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Yep, I'm excited for that. Commissioners, anything else? Any other business? No? All right. Do you have any other business besides that? Or we're good? Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Commissioner Halberg, second.
Second.
Commissioner Sweeney, any objections or further discussion on adjourning? No? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are adjourned.
All right, thank you, guys.
you.